What's going on, YouTube? Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about our Necromancer build. So from level 1 to 50, roughly about 50, maybe about 49-ish, but somewhere in that ballpark, I was using a different build. I was using kind of a skeleton meta. I will put a link in the description below in the chat, but you're basically just running your skeletons. I won't get into that right now, but that is the build that I used just to kind of grind through the beginning phases. Mainly, I needed a tank. Granted, I was running with clan members, which I obviously would recommend doing because that build is kind of brutal. I think Necro in general would be brutal in general without teammates. So get into a clan, get with players. It's, they just do it. So now that we're going to be into level 50, we are going to, I'm switching. Like, I'm going to Bone Spear. Bone Spear is absolutely crushing. I will give you guys just a little tidbit here of just a little, just in there crushing this game. I'm just telling you, this Bone Spear it just hits so hard. And there is a kind of a play style that you have to play. It's kind of more of a lucrative play style. You gotta run around. You gotta be crafty a little bit. You just gotta stay alive. You gotta get your mana back. It's not mana. I keep calling it mana. It's essence. You gotta get your essence back, and then you drop your Bone Spears again, and they just so. That's what we're doing right now. We're just kind of going in circles. We're kind of just circling the wagon here. Just doing what we gotta do to stay alive. So. All right, guys. So what we're going to do, and we will put the link in the description below where we got this. I'll give a shout out to Rob. I think he's doing pretty good. But before we get too far in this build, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Comment below too. If you think that I kind of look like the dude in the back now, give me a comment, yes or no. So anyways, let's jump into this build, guys. This is what we're using right now, and this is absolutely devastating. So we're going to do Bone Splinter. Bone Splinter, you fire 3 Bone Splinters. Each time they hit somebody, they splinter, you gain an essence. Each subsequent time an enemy is hit by the same cast of Bone Spear Splinter, you gain 1 essence. So you're basically getting mana. You guys saw me. You guys are gonna. That's kind of the play style of this build. Like, if you're getting low on mana, you're gonna have to do Bone Splinter. You're gonna have to get some mana back. All right. So what do we got? We got it. We're gonna do enhanced. Bone Splinter has a 25% chance to fire 2 additional projectiles if cast while you have 50 essences or more. So they can start splintering, giving you more mana. Hitting the same enemy at 3 times. Hitting the same enemy at 3 times with the same cast of Bone Splinter grants you 8% critical strike for 4 seconds. So basically, if you're shooting it, you hit the people 3 times, it's giving you crit rate. So then what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna drop down here, grab Bone Spear. Bone Spear is the thing that absolutely crushes. So what it does is a spear from the ground, dealing basically 5,000, 6,000 damage. And piercing through. So you're shooting this through and it's piercing the targets. So we're obviously going to go to enhanced, and it's just basically breaks into 3 when it's destroyed. So basically it goes a certain distance. Once it hits a wall, it's going to break back and come back in 3. That's what you want. If all them splinters are all carrying that 1,000 damage, right? So if you can get all 3 of those things like blowing up as close to that target as possible. So also you'll also see sometimes when before we're about to go into a doorway, I'm going to throw in my my Iron Maiden down here. I'm going to throw my Iron Maiden in there, and I'm just going to send the Bone Spears in there, because what's going to do is going to hit them and then splinter back like almost immediately. So it's going to get the full Bone Spear, and then it's going to get 3 more Bone Spears, and that depends on if it's crits or not. But that's and it just starts crushing. So you hit it in doorways. Doorways are called fatal funnels for a reason. That's what they call them in the army, fatal funnels. So You get them guys sometimes in these dungeons, and right before they start coming through there, you cast your Iron Maiden over that door, and you throw your bone spears in there, and it just starts crushing everything. So you'll develop your kind of a play style a little bit for this game. So we're gonna go into paranormal bone spear, which has a 5% increased critical strikes chance. If Bone Spear's primary projectile critical strikes, it fires 2 additional bone shards upon being destroyed. So if you're sending those in the hallway and then they're hitting people and then they're critting, they're splitting again. You know, they're splitting into 2 more. So now you're doing more damage. So it just, the more you can get them funneled up, the best. And that will that'll kind of get into our build in a little bit. We'll kind of walk that in here. So. And then we're going to go to Unliving Energy. Just gives you more essences. For whatever reason, I can't go past 1. I don't know why. But we're going to get to imperfectly balanced right here. So it's going to give us, they're going to cost more essences, but they're going to deal 5% more damage. And that's multiplicative, as you can see the multiplication. So a multiplication symbol right there means it's multiplicative. That means it's getting multiplied by 3 rather than plus by 3%, right? And then we got Hewed Flesh, your damage. So it's a lucky hit. Your damage has a 12% chance to create a corpse at the target's location. When you're hitting things, these corpses are going to play into more damage. So you're going to see that every time we're hitting something, it's doing 12% to create a corpse. Bloody Mist is basically just going to, it's as people, I don't know if you're familiar with World of Warcraft, but World of Warcraft people, you guys know what trinkets are. This is basically your trinket right here. So you're going to use this to become immune for 3 seconds. So anything that's slowing you down, any stun you're in, you just click this and you get out of dodge. Like, we're not dying, we're moving. So a lot of these bosses stun lock. So this is just to keep us alive, pretty much. Your movement speed is reduced, so you are slower. That's kind of a drag, but it gets you out of there, right? And then it does a little bit of damage. It doesn't do much, and it heals a little bit too. So it's a very nice move. We're just gonna throw 1 into there. Some people will throw this into Corpse Explosion. I would not. So then we're gonna slide over here to Grim Harvest. Consuming a corpse is gonna generate 6 essences. So we're going to do that. And it's basically just going to give us more, like I say, mana, but it's not mana. This is just, we're basically doing that. This is kind of really what we want, but I just put that in there because I had extras mainly for this guy. I'll probably end up taking that out when this comes back. I don't know. I was told it's supposed to be 3. I don't know what's going on, but we got this Fueled by Death, excuse me. You deal, 9% multiplicative increased damage for 8 seconds after consuming a corpse. So we have things that consume corpses with these hearts that we got. So season 1 is pretty awesome. We got things like these hearts are just allowing necromancers to just kind of just chill. We don't have to click that much. It's kind of dope. Just leave it on our bar and it handles it. So then once we get down there, guys, let's jump into Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden, so this curses them, and then every time they do damage, they get hit. So it's kind of like a reverse thorns. I don't know. Curse the enemy, curse the target area. Enemies affected by Iron Maiden take 20% damage each time they deal direct damage. So every time they're dealing direct damage, they're hitting themselves, I guess. This is mainly what we want it for. We want it for this modifier, the Enhanced Iron Maiden. Enhanced Iron Maiden it also makes it free. So that's obviously a big thing. So it makes it free to cast this. And also instead it gains us 5 essence for each enemy cursed. Guys, don't forget about this one. I forget about this all the time. Does not work with enemies who are already cursed with Iron Maiden. So you can't just spam it on them, right? So how long does this Iron Maiden last again? 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds, we can hit them once. So this isn't a click button and just instant mana. It only is when there's like 10 guys there or something like that, because then you get in 50, right? So, but if there's only like 2 there, it's still going to be hard to get your bone spear. So you're going to still have to do your bone splinter. So We will be doing Iron Maiden to get mana, but it's not always a guarantee that it will max us up. It's really not. It's only there if there's enough people around. So be mindful of that. So this is Death Embrace. So just close enemies take 6% more damage from you. So okay, they might probably not gonna be that close, right? Most of the times, but they also deal 9% less damage. We more or less want it on the 9% than we do the 6%. Granted, if they're close, all right, we're wrecking our world. Sounds good. But we mainly have it for that damage mitigation. So Death's Reach. What we're gonna be doing, I mean, this is kind of the bread and butter right here. You just 12% multiplicative damage to distant enemies. So we're gonna be, most of our enemies are gonna be distant. Probably like 95% of the time, all enemies will be distant. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go on down to this corpse tendril. So we're gonna have a heart that's just constantly casting this. It's kind of a bummer. We need it on our bar. Nothing we could cast unless it's on our bar, so we have to leave this on our bar. So, but anyways, it's just we'll get into that. This thing's just constantly getting cast, and this thing is the breadwinner. This thing helps out so much. So, this is a very key. This is RCC to this build. This thing is nice. Corpse tendril. I always call it just tentacles. I'm just gonna keep calling it tentacles right now. Just it sounds better to me. So sorry guys, it's what it is. So we're gonna cast this. 21% chance of grabbing the corpse, pulling enemies, stunning them for 3 seconds, and dealing 28% damage to them. Does not consume the corpse. So basically uses corpses and just pulls people in, and it consolidates them. And then once they all get consolidated, we're going to do the bone spear. We're going to do the bone spear right on that group. And we're going to hopefully, because those projectiles go through, right? So it's going to hopefully, and we're going to have it like stop right there and then break and then splinter right back. So it gets hit by the 1 and then the 4 returning. And hopefully we got crits, so it's 5 returning. But this is the thing that just groups them all together, and then we just crush that area because they're going to be stunned. We're going to see why they're going to be stunned. Enemies who are in a range of, so this is the enhanced corpse tendril. Enemies who are in a range of corpse tendril are slowed by 50% before being pulled. So before they get pulled, they're slowed. So they're trying to chase you, and they're like, no, and they get pulled back. So this thing is awesome. Enemies damaged by corpse tendrils are vulnerable for 3 seconds. All right. And then we also have this when a corpse is formed from your skills or your minions, fortify. So you basically get fortified for 3% of your base life. So this is just basically a guarantee-free fortify every time you guys are you're doing these right here. And then we want the inspiring leader. So not really a game changer, but just something that just helps out a little bit. So it's kind of for minions, but it also works for you too. After you've been healthy for 4 seconds, if you haven't gotten hit for 4 seconds, you and your minions, you gain 12% attack speed. This thing is, it's decent. I like it. A swirling, yeah, it's good. A swirling storm of bones appear around you. So basically, and your golem, we're not gonna have golems. So something just spins around you basically and hitting things for 10 seconds. Both of these, so we're gonna get the prime, and then we're gonna get the supreme. Damage reduction is increased by 15%. So we're gonna have 15% damage reduction. So it's kind of another shield. Your critical chance is increased by 20%. So we're hitting people, and our critical strike is going up. Ossified Essence. Your bone skills deal 1% increased damage for each of the essence you have above 50. So basically, if you're sitting at, 140 when you're shooting it right out the rip, 90% increased damage you're doing. So when you have max, so I'm not saying max, I only have 140. Okay. You guys are all hopefully got better than that. This is just a low character. I'm just giving you guys straight off the hip what my guy is about. That's just going to start crushing. So here's a couple things that play into this too. So let's get over to this vicious heart. This thing is so nice. So nice. I wish I wouldn't have used a 38% on this ring. This ring is garbage. But, oh, this ring is garbage. I don't do physical damage. And I can't get any of these vicious hearts for some reason right now. So anyways, guys, it just is what it is right now. But this vicious heart, these hearts are going to be so key. Walking near a corpse automatically activates an equipped corpse skill every second, dealing 80 or 38% reduced damage. This is going to activate your skills. So basically what they mean by the 38%, so it's like corpse explosion. It takes it 38%. So you doing it yourself versus it doing it, you lose 38% for it doing it. But we just do the tentacles. I'm just calling them tentacles, guys. Don't judge me. Okay? We're doing the tentacles. So we're calling them from here on forward. We're moving forward with tentacles. All right, so we're just using these tentacles, but it has to be on your bar, guys. It has to be on your bar. I don't have corpse explosion on here. I did for a little bit, and I took it off. But I want to get the heart that casts Iron Maiden for me, and I just can't. So you just got to work with what hearts you have. So this is definitely going to be the one that you want. If not, you're going to have to cast tentacles. I mean, who cares? Just cast it. All right, guys, and then we're going to jump in here real quick. And I'm just going to basically, I don't have necessarily everything that I want. I will listen to the description about what essences and what aspects you wanted, excuse me, and hearts that you want. I'm really trying to get that barber heart. Now that I'm just going to kind of show you guys how I like to run my rotations and what I like to do to get these guys going. We're going to start out with the Iron Maiden, right? And then we're just going to cast the Bone Spear. So if let's just say these guys are chilling right in here. We're going to go like this and cast our Bone Spear, or excuse me, we're going to cast our Iron Maiden on them, which is now that they're cursed, they're going to get hit with increased damage. Remember how we had that on our build? Remember how we had this guy's increased damage multiplicative for cursed enemies, right? So we're going to curse them. That's going to give us essences. It's going to allow us to fill up, and then we're just going to cast it in there. That Bone Spear. You guys see how where it like blew up kind of like right up there? It kind of blows up right there. So if the group, let's use my mini map, right? So if the group is like right over here or something like that, we're going to cast this right here. We're going to grab aggro. They're going to come down here and just come right around this corner. We're just going to pow, pow. I'm going to show you how we do this in real time. Let's see if we can get this next group. All right. This is not really it, but we're going to go like this, get some aggro built up, right? So let's go like this. We're going to go like that, and then we're just going to toss this up there and let the boys eat. And then we're going to use our A1, or excuse me, our left click. That's going to give us some mana, right? It's going to give us our mana, then we're going to drop these bad boys on them, and that's just get your mana up. Curse them if you can. See how you're not getting any essences? I wasn't getting essences. You only get essences every 10 seconds. They can't have that curse on them. You can't keep getting. See, watch. Let's burn some essences right here. So, see how we took the essences from them? But now, all right, I'm being silly. Let's burn the essences. Let's burn the essences low, okay? So what are we at? 90, let's just say 100. So 110. So we took it from. Look, we're not going up though. See how it went to 5 when we crit them? So that's all we're doing. We're cursing them. We're sending our bone spears. Look, we get a group like this. Get a group like this. Group them together. This bone spear just crushes. So anyways, guys, that's going to be the video. I hope, this is a really straightforward build. This is, I just switched to this. I don't have all my aspects figured out. I don't have everything all set up. I don't even have, I'm level 54 right now. But this build is just devastating. This is end game build. You can start at level 50. So get your minions going with level 1 through 50. Hopefully you get into a clan, get some players in there to help you guys go through these dungeons. Just But once you guys get to 50, switch over to this build, and you guys are just going to start crushing things. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging along in this video. Make sure you guys have liked and subscribed. Like I said, if I kind of look like that guy back there, let me know in the descriptions. All right, bye.